Wood bench, different Longshot. And why might that be? Well, I'm not cheating on the Red Longshot or anything. Different Longshot, same workbench. Don't worry, I'm not cheating on the Red Comet or anything like that, but this is to install an important part that was sent to me for review. Originally, I thought I was going to use this on the Red Comet, but unfortunately, I realized I might have asked for the wrong pump grip. That's not to say this pump grip is bad by any means. In fact, this is probably better to use on any other Longshot. That being said, I don't exactly want to use it on the Red Longshot because unlike other grips, this one requires you to cut the shell. Although ironically, I don't even think you need to take apart your Longshot in order to install this kit. So you need to cut the shell quite significantly, but you don't need to take it apart. At least I don't think so. I'm welcome to be proven wrong. And so, well, this one is the low profile grip, which we will need a hammer to remove the priming rod from. But the kit in question involves these pieces right here. This is from Worker and F10 555, and it's a pretty unique little system. So this is called the low profile pump grip for your Longshot, which means unlike other pump grips, which is like grabbing a brick and priming the front, fits together kind of like that. It's very, very comfortable in the hand. Of course, it will screw together, but yeah, it locks together, and it is much, much better, especially for my baby hands. This is pretty good. I like this a lot. In fact, I really want to use it, but I don't think the entire community would forgive me if I sliced up even more of a Red Longshot. And then, ironically, it does come with this little guiding piece as well. So it will actually glide on this piece right here somewhat. In fact, actually a lot. Which is kind of cool. Honestly, I can get behind that. This might be a super cool thing, and you can see right here, the shape of this goes right there, which means, yep, we need to cut some stuff up. And that's a bit of a pain, but looking at the parts here, I can literally just pop this off, cut this, and I'm basically going to cut out this section right here, this blue stuff that you see. I'm going to cut down these knobs as well, and that will give us hopefully a pretty good one. Looks like I need to cut that lump as well. It's going to be pretty even keen with that, but that's nothing a bandsaw or a Dremel couldn't do in like 5 seconds, and this is probably one of the most common Longshots you can get because it was the most recent of, well, I guess you could count the Elite version, although that seems prohibitively expensive at the time. And yeah, then you just put these bars in and you're ready to go. It's actually really freaking simple, and I can get behind that, but again, does require actually cutting your Longshot. Now, this will be a stock Longshot for this installation purpose, but it's gonna go the same regardless of what Longshot you have. Come on, get off of there. Don't make me look like a goober. There we go. And no brakes once again. It would go back together just perfectly. I like it when that happens. That's the second one of those I've had. So we remove that piece just like that. If you've already snapped it on there, just use the claw end of a hammer, and then we're going to take it to a bandsaw in this case, although you can do it with a hacksaw, a Dremel. You don't have to get it super pretty. The best part of this kit, which was sent to me for review by the company that sent me the Worker Vector kit that I put on Quincy, they're an eBay reseller, so it's way easier for those of you that don't want to deal with going through a kind of crazy store and giving them your money. This is eBay, and they have thousands, tens of thousands of sales. They have like 98 point something feedback, which is good for that many sales, trust me. And on top of that, it's all eBay, so if anything ever goes wrong, well, 9 times out of 10 they side with the buyer, so you would be perfectly covered, and it's relatively cheap, and eBay runs sales all the time, so you could get a bunch of stuff and get like 20 or 30% off. They've done that like 2 or 3 times in the past 3 or 4 months, so yeah, this might be something you'd be interested in getting, and well, is it perfect for your Longshot? Well, we're gonna see. It is 3D printed, but it's very, very nice. I'm sure you can see it from there, that this is really good. The only kind of qualm I have is that it might have the little frictiony sound, which you kind of hate. That sound. I don't know how bad that's going to be. Hopefully not too bad, but it's cheap. It's 30 bucks for this kit, free shipping, and yeah, that's awesome. Comes with all the hardware and everything you need to install it. So enough talking, I am going to cut up a Longshot without ever taking said Longshot apart. So let's see how well this goes. Alright, that's pretty good. Next up. Might need the scroll saw for this one, now that I think about it. Getting into these small corners right there might be more than my little bandsaw could do, but let's see. So now, I don't know if I can fit that in there. There we go. There we go. That's taken care of. Not bad. Now, get there we go. And that is actually, that might require something else. I don't know exactly how I feel about that. I'll just cut that off with a Dremel, I guess. That's not bad. That did pretty decent work. It did cut into something. Yeah. Might have just screwed it. That is, I believe, the dirt tooth. Other side. Perfecto. Suckers! I'm gonna glue that just to be certain that it's not going to come off. There we go. And, alright. I guess I'm going to pretty this up just a little bit. Alright, all I did was cut those four corners down a little bit. Let's see if that improved things. Oh, it improved it dramatically. Score! Perfect. That's what we wanted, I believe. Alright, take off our handy dandy eye protection. And let's just undo that sticky tape. I don't know how well this will hold, but I assume since there's a lot of it, you're probably fine. Alright, there's one side. We're going to take that, put it in the right place, and stick it down really good. And to be truthful, I don't think that's ever going to go anywhere. Although I may have stuck it too much to one side. I don't think that's going to come off. Get this side as well. Yeah, scuffed it up a little bit right there. Oh well. Yeah, it does look like it's gonna slide plastic on that, so yeah, just a little bit. Well, that's what you get with a 3D printed kit, unfortunately. Not that bad, though. Locks into place perfectly. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, actually. Alright, editing Walcom. Ignore everything you said previous to this. So, these parts right here are spacers. They go against the backside of the rod, like so, and that provides more rigidity so it doesn't flop around or anything like that. So what you do is you're going to be putting this side through there. You're going to twist to get that part on one side, and then you put on the priming bar bits. I mean, maybe that's not exactly how I would have done it, but I'm sure they have a good reason. I guess you could just put bolts there if you wanted to have the super thin profile kind of long shot. So once you got that like that, then the other side, same thing. And then you could put on your other bar by sliding that into that side. Get into there, come on. I need to screw it a bit. There we go. And now, both sides are together, and you spin in this doobly-doo. And that will tighten down against the Longshot. And there you have it. One pump action. Kind of annoying time. You could of course sand this to make it a little bit better. And it would help if I had all the screws in. There's some screw holes here. I think you might want to run some screws. There's some screw holes right here. They take screws. I'm not exactly sure what I'm screwing into, but for completion's sake, I will put the only other screw. I just have two more of these, which aren't going to help me anywhere. I'm going to put one screw in there. But just like that, now you have a slightly annoying prime, but very easy to install, and again, way cooler looking pump grip for your Longshot. Yeah, that sound is a little aggravating. You can of course alleviate that by all sorts of methods. You can put lubricant and stuff in here. You could of course wax it, which would help. You could sand it, that would help a bit as well. Not much you can do, but again, 30 bucks, looks cool, works really freaking good, I might add. It's a pretty good pump grip. I unfortunately have no use for this one, but I mean, I'll just Longshot here. I'm sure I have a friend who's gonna need a Longshot like this, so with a dart. Stock Longshots, gotta love them. Just like that, this thing is converted into a pump action, which is obviously better than the bolt action, although you can still do bolt action if you want. The only con I have against this thing, cutting the shell, not a big deal, because you do get this beautiful, very comfortable, low profile thing. Yes, it even has a thing right there, so if you want to put on a foregrip or something, you totally can. It's easy to install. I basically cheated, because again, I didn't have to undo these 17 billion screws or anything like that. I literally cut into the shell. The only place I got messed up was cutting that little tiny spring catch off that dart tooth, but that was easily solved with a hobby knife, just cutting a little notch into it and sliding the spring back on into that notch. I did glue it for safety, but it would be totally fine, and yet this thing just looks awesome. If I wasn't using the Red Longshot, I would do this, but unfortunately, I'm using the Red Longshot. That priming sound is a little annoying. There's really no way about it. Some of you may like that. It's not nearly as bad as, say, the priming, the pump grip for the Apollo, but it's a 3D printed pump grip. But all things considered, that is pretty good, and again, very reasonably priced, and you can get it off eBay from the link that I have down in the description below. In fact, they have a lot of Nerf stuff on there, and I do mean a lot. They carry just about everything you could possibly want, so you can check them out and maybe just keep it in an eBay link or like a eBay basket or something like that, and then if there's a sale, you can get this with a bunch of other stuff and save like 20-30%, which I've seen eBay do multiple times. So that is a thing that happens. Otherwise, yeah, I am quite pleased with this kit. I actually think it's something that is worth getting if you don't mind hurting your Longshot, because this was all painted up and everything like that. It doesn't have that big bulbous grip on it. It's really compact and cool, and it's held on there reasonably well. I mean, it's not coming off. There's no way. That tape is, like, it will come off if you need it to, but it's not going to come off by any kind of actual use. There's no way, and I've used the stuff before. It's really, really good. I'm quite happy. That is the installation and cheating guide for installing the low-profile Longshot pump grip from Worker and F10555 without having to actually take it apart your Longshot. This has been Walcom's Hands. Thank you very much for watching this video, and of course I hope to see you in an entirely different one.